my god. Why do I go away? Why do I stop working for even 2 days and then I come back and it's just mayhem? It's just mayhem. It's out of control, chat. I'm finding SQL injections. Finding all kinds of shit. Don't have time for this shit, dude. Also, by the way, SQL map sucks with NTLM authentication. And by sucks, I mean it doesn't work. So your boy has to do this shit manually. So yes, Reckless Prod, I'm molding.
A hunter must hunt.
It can't suck if it doesn't work. That is untrue. That is demonstrably untrue. Just a guy, I'm offended by how untrue that is. Fucking molding over. I molded over SQL map for like an hour trying to get that shit to work, and I was like, fine, we'll do it live. So I'm having to. And also, it's MSSQL, which is my favorite of all the syntaxes. And by my favorite of all the syntaxes, I mean actually kill me. Actually, Oracle syntax is worse. I take that back. Oracle syntax is definitely worse. Syntaxes or syntaxi? It's definitely syntaxes. It's definitely syntaxes because that's a Greek root. I is a Latin plural conjugation.
Must hunt.
Hey girl, what that mouth do?
You're already adding brain wrinkles today, okay? Linguistic brain wrinkles. I'm coming on just a second. I'm sorry. I'm getting water. I have to get water. And then we're going live, okay? I'm scrambling today. It's a mess. I'm probably going to be working all through the night once I finish. I've got to get caught up. I'm so far behind. Okay. Where is my... Trying to use SQL map over network? No, I'm trying to use the app I'm trying to use SQL map on uses NTLM HTTP NTLM authentication, which SQL map can do allegedly, but it has a bug that prevents it from working. So just the guy is wrong. It ostensibly can do what I'm asking it to do and can't because there's a bug. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm doing it manually. It's just, thankfully, it's just a straight up union injection. If it was a blind injection, I'd want to I'd have already killed myself. But this SQL injection is pretty basic. It's just a union injection, and I've been able to get the databases and I'm getting stuff. I'm getting stuff. Don't you worry about it. SQL map not too noisy. This isn't a red team assessment. This is just a web app assessment. God, my neighbors were probably like, God, the guy next door is so quiet the last few days. I'm so glad. And then all of a sudden today hit. Alright, let's fucking do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. We're doing it. Turn this shit down. We're 7 minutes late. Fuck. Welcome! Welcome, my friends, my cultists, my fellow cephalopod enthusiasts. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Did you catch the bouquet? I did not catch the bouquet, unfortunately. I missed it. Actually, did we even do Helen of Tor? Did we do the bouquet thing? Did they not do the bouquet thing? I don't think this one did I don't think they did the bouquet thing. Or the garter thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she didn't. She was too busy harassing all of us to dance. They did the garter. Oh, did they do the garter? Oh, okay. My bad. They definitely didn't do the bouquet, I don't think. I'm pretty sure. Unless they did it while we were out of the room. Alright, John Doe Norris with the 100 Tiggle Bitties. No, I did not catch the bouquet. Technique with the 17 months. My goodness. A girl, what that mouth do? Well, today it curses at sequel map. Okay, so that answers your question. Zero Kieran bringing Hack the Box into the actual Hack the Box. Does Hack the Box have a Twitch account? Okay, well, they're now subscribed. Welcome, Hack the Box. Hungry Hug Zero, thank you for the follow. Steve N bringing Cyville into the cult. Welcome, Cyville. Thank you, Steve FN, for the Steve FN. Steve N2. We're going to say Steve N2. Hungry Hug, thanks for the follow. Cthulhu fought into you, my friend. Bad Moles bringing us 5 new cult initiates. I am White Knife Yamasta, Headstrong, Burial, and Zaphida. Welcome to the All Has Red team. Congrats on your marriage. I did not get married. My cousin did. I know that HTTP account is the one from IPSEC. I could be wrong. I mean, it might be. I don't know. It might be. Thank you. Thank you for the 100 Tiggle Bitties. Ghosts are spooky. Is everyone gonna congratulate me on my marriage that didn't occur? Is Peak Poke? Oh, okay. Hi, Peak Poke / Bad Moles. Welcome. Bad Moles 007. Oh, I apologize. I hope, did we do the Hack the Box on Saturday? I'm sorry. I meant to post an announcement. I was real busy.
Congrats on your cousin's marriage.
I was real busy with family stuff that day. That day was the day of the wedding, and I was running around. We were running around all day. What? Stop! We haven't even started, Reckless Prod. Step Bro hasn't even started. I'm not doing anything. Get out of the washing machine. We've discussed this. We've talked about this. You're not stuck. Okay? You're not stuck. We know that. No, how would you even get stuck in a washing machine? How would that even happen? Oh, so today we're just gonna pop on to TryHackMe and get some shit done, okay? I have no plans. I've been working nonstop all day, and I have more work to do after this is done. This assessment has been a disaster. I'm on a web app assessment, which is one of my least favorite assessments. And here's what I hate even more, okay? Here's what I hate even more. I don't hate it, but it happens. But the guy who's on there's a guy who's doing an internal assessment on the same client, and he doesn't have any idea what he's doing. Like I had to tell him how to find domain controllers. I had to tell him how to do a Kerber roast and how to do an ASREP roast. I'm just like, can you just put me on the internal? I just want to do the internal. I don't want to do this web app crap. Like I mean, it's good to have a web app now and then, keep them skills sharp, but I really want to be on the internal. My neighbors missed you, by the way. It's midnight over here. Welcome, Just a Guy. Thanks for being here. How did he get the job? He just hasn't done an internal in a while, that's all. He's a competent pen tester. He just hasn't done an internal in a while. Can't remember how to do it. Not everyone is a red teaming Giga Chad. Okay? Not everyone. Not everyone is a raw sexual Tyrannosaurus red team Giga Chad. Okay? The community came together and got you a MiG-28. You mean like an F-105 painted black? Why didn't you switch places? I would have loved to. I would definitely have liked to. I don't think I can do that. You got to try the new TryHackMe networks. Did they come out with new networks? I know they have this breaching AD room that just came out. We're gonna take a look-see. Let's take a look-see. Let's find out. I've seen this. I'm not caught up on the news either. I'm sorry, no news. I want to start doing a news segment every day. I really want to start doing that. I did not even have the time to look at any of the news today, okay? So I'm not going to look at the news. Did you see Top Gun Maverick? I've seen it twice. I've seen Top Gun Maverick twice. You haven't heard my review because I try not to review movies on my stream in case I spoil it for anybody. They added a Num AD and Breach AD as 2 new networks. Oh, fucking sick, okay? All right. Who wants to do some noob... That's good Newbie Tuesday content, right, Pog? That sounds like Newbie Tuesday content. This is not a bicycle. This is not a bicycle. This is a motorcycle. You can't fool me. Okay, buses. That's good. Okay, we're getting logged in. This is good. All right, we're logged in. Oh, wait, let's do it in a incognito window. Gotta re-log in. Let's do it in an incognito, okay?
A hunter must hunt.
Glad you're back and feling better. I am feeling better. I still have a lingering cough now and then, so you might see me cough. I am perfectly fine. Otherwise, I'm doing just fine. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Your boy's doing just fine. I'm just working, and that's why I'm so energized today, because I've been working nonstop today. And it's and I got more work to do. I'm just excited, and I've been finding stuff. That's the exciting kind of working, when you're doing work, things are working, you're finding stuff, you're finding findings. Like SQL injection is a fun finding, okay? Even if I had to exploit it manually, it's just a union injection. I can do a union injection just fine. Even if I have to, like, if it was a blind injection, I was probably gonna have to do like a fucking Python script, which would have sucked ass. Does your brain feel funny since COVID? No, I feel good. I feel fine, Interpreter Session. I have heard that some people have had lingering brain fog after COVID. I don't really have that I've noticed. My brain seems to work fine. Would they concatenate those labs into one big awesome lab? I don't know. We're going to find out what the difference is. All right, let's look at it. Let's look at it. Are you hitting Black Hat or DEF CON? I'll be at DEF CON for sure. Comments on the Hertz bleed. Dude, I'm so disconnected. I have no idea. I know what that is, J Money, but you should tell chat. Yeah, or I know what that is, Mackle. I know what the Hertz bleed attack is, but you should tell everyone in chat, because they might not know. Like, let's bring them into the conversation, okay? I don't actually know. I haven't been caught up on the news. Okay, I'm sorry. What happened? What happened? I haven't been caught up on the news. I've been at a wedding, and then I've been working all day. I literally have not looked at the news. I don't know what's going on. What is INE.com? What is going on with that? What's going on with that? INE.com. Is it a breach or something? What is this? Provider of online IT training and certifications. I don't know. Never heard of it. Never heard of it, my dude. More wrinkly brain CPU attacks. Oh man, that's the real deep magics. Those are the real eldritch rituals. Hertzbleed.com. Okay, I don't know what that is, but we're gonna find out. We're clicking on links in chat. Nothing could possibly go wrong with that. Side channel attack. Oh, it's a wrinkly brain. Okay, it's a wrinkly brain attack. What is this? Can allow an attacker to extract cryptographic keys from remote servers. What, like from memory? Under certain circumstances, the dynamic frequency scaling of modern x86 processors depends on the data being processed. This means that on modern processors, the same program can run at a different CPU frequency and therefore take a different wall time when computing, for example. Practical threat to the security of cryptographic software. Demonstrated how a clever attacker can use a novel chosen ciphertext attack against Psych to perform full key extraction via remote. Okay, this is wrinkly brain as fuck. Okay? This isn't even wrinkly brain. This person has ascended. Okay? This is not only a CPU attack, this is a cryptographic attack, which is like both of the most confusing things like that exist in cybersecurity. Okay? Very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. I did not know about it. Chris Nova sent me some stuff the other day that I looked at, and I wonder if this is related. Newly discovered Linux malware. God, all this stuff has happened. Why does all this stuff happen when I stop looking at the news for a few days? Shared object library gets loaded into running processes using LD preload to gain priority over other shared objects. Sounds interesting. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, a being of pure of focus and sheer fucking will. Okay? That's who this person is. Whoever, yeah. This is John Wick. This is the John Wick of cybersecurity, okay? I definitely know what this paragraph means, but I couldn't explain it to you guys. My brain is too advanced. But so to explain what this paragraph means, I can read all the words. But I'm afraid that I'm trying to explain the words' meaning would escape me a little bit. What do we have? Doc Hobb with the 9 months. What are we naming our baby, Doc Hobb? Okay? What are we naming our baby? Welcome back to the All Has Red team as well. Lyso with the 5 months. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Anonymous bringing the threat guy into the cult. Welcome, welcome the threat guy. Thank you so much for the anonymous donation. Rancid with the 7 months of Prime. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream. System 1100. Thank you for the follow. It's been a while. It has been a few days. Al was out of town at a wedding. There is also a possibility that Al will be out of town next week as well, but we're not sure because if he doesn't get his background, if they don't finish his background check in time, he won't be able to go. So I don't know. We'll see. We will see. We don't want you to descend to the mortal level in your attempt to. Yeah, exactly. I definitely know what this means. Yeah, for sure. Dynamic frequency scaling. I know what all those words mean. I know what dynamic means. I know what frequency means, and I know what scaling means. I know all those words. Okay. Don't do the third person thing. What do you mean the third person thing? What do you mean by the third person thing? Is that like Intel's Turbo Boost? Maybe? That's my best. Dude, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't know what you do. This is called tongue-in-cheek humor, okay? I don't actually know. This is above my level, okay? This is some deep magic shit, okay? This is above my level. This is some big brains in academia came up with this, okay? Big academia brains. They do have a paper here you can read, which I would like to actually read. So I will. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. This is fine. This is fine. Yep. Distribution of the timings measured by the attacker during the remote key extract. Yep. This is good. We're good. We're fine. Yep, oh boy. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh boy. Yeah, this is, yep. Yeah, just a simple, yep. I mean, timing attacks are simple. A timing attack just means that the application responds in a different amount of time given a certain input compared to a different input. Take me 30 minutes to research and yeah, exactly. This is quite again, this is some big brain academia shit, okay? I'm going to read this, but I can't promise I'll be able to tell you what it means after it. Okay? And that's okay. Listen, the reason I'm going into detail on this is because we're all at different levels, okay? But ultimately, there's always going to be people smarter than you. There's always going to be people that know more than you about some stuff. There's never going to be a point when you just know all the things, that you're just a 5-head like Zaphida here, and you just know all of the things, okay? There's never going to be that point. The point is constant improvement. It's the thirst for knowledge. It's the seeking of greater understanding. I'm sure there will be a Metasploit module in the near future. We'll see. I don't know. This looks like it just came out. Will appear in the 31st USENIX Security Symposium with the following title: Turning Power Side Channel Attacks into Remote Timing Attacks on x86. So, again, it's about going to bed every night knowing a little bit more than you did the day before. That's the key, okay? So, you're never going to get to many of you in chat will get to a point where you can do this kind of shit, where you not only can read this paper, you know everything it says, and you can do other papers like this. Many of you will get there. Yeah, she's rubbing against my legs. Hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. Oh, she went into her tube. Hi, honey. Yes, I know. You come on out here. Yes. Come on. Come on. Yes, I know. This is your fault. Can't believe Al-Hazred would abandon such an adorable critter for a silly wedding. I didn't like it, but I had to go to it was a family wedding. I was expected to be there. Lady. Oh. Oh. Oh, she doesn't want to show her face. She didn't do her makeup today. She doesn't want to show her face. You smell like your food. Come on. Okay. Should have brought Star as your +1. I thought about bringing her home with me. My parents wanted to see her, but that wasn't... I think Star wouldn't have liked that very much. Anthony J.A. bringing Queer Novilla into the cult. Welcome, Queer Novilla. Good to have you. Johnny MD5 with the 10 months. Re-indoctrination. Welcome back, Johnny MD5. Did you get any interesting reactions to explaining your job at the wedding? I didn't talk about my job at the wedding, basically. I basically did not talk about my job at the wedding. I thought you had big nooses and you can do anything. I don't know what a nooses is, but I'm going to assume it's testicles, and absolutely my testicles are massive. That's why I have to... That's why you only ever see me from the waist up. Agen Top with bringing us 5 new cult initiates. That is so kind of you. Aorus, Rolly the Zergling, Martin AQ, Fatub, and Bitmog. Welcome to the All Has Red team. You've been indoctrinated. If Chad asks too many questions about Star, how's we're going to long-winded talk about the genetics of calicos? He will. That's all I really use my degree for, my dude. Understand, I have this whole ass biology degree, and I don't have anything to use it on except for explaining why my cat has black and orange fur. That's all I got. All right. TryHackMe. Okay, so they made these new rooms. Let's search, type... newest? Enumerating Active Directory and breaching Active Directory. What is this? Is this like a... Oh, it's a whole ass network. A whole ass network. So this goes through... Okay, enumeration... Well, we probably want to do... So, someone said brain pan? What is this? No. Not today. Not today, but a day soon we can do this. I'm thinking we want to go with enumerate Active Directory. Everyone wants to go with breaching Active Directory. I'm sure everyone wants that. But the thing is that the enumeration is the most important part. As with anything in pen testing, you can't do the exploiting stuff until you've done the enumeration stuff. So I think we might want to talk about enumeration today. What do we think? Do we want to do enumerating Active Directory? What do you guys think? And if we get through this one and we still have time, we can do Mr. Fisher. Or this is a forensics thing. This is a blue team thing. This might be fun. Kubernetes. That's not a Newbie Tuesday thing though. Evading, logging, and monitoring. Oh my goodness. TryHackMe coming in here with some cool shit. Nice. This is not a Newbie Tuesday discussion either. We're going to do enumerating Active Directory, okay? Last week's Hack the Box was a Mulder AD with NTLM disabled. Ooh, yikes. Last week's... Wait, was that the one on Saturday? No, nothing? Was that the one on Saturday? The most recent room? Yeah, I'm sorry I wasn't there for that one. I am sorry I was not there for that one. Because I know how to use Kerberos with, like, Impact and stuff, so... I'm sorry I was not there. That was the day of the wedding. I was totally swamped that day. I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. Machines. What was it called? It's the most recent one. Oh, here it is. Scrambled. Damn, 2 AD machines in a row. Two AD machines in a row, you don't say. Pretty cool. What's the difficulty rating? Medium. Gotta modify the impact suite because it doesn't work by default? Oh, that sucks. That sucks ass. Alright, let's enumerate Active Directory, okay? Let's do this. What are we doing here? Join room. Let's figure out what's going on here. Let's go to monitor and face cam. Let's do... We'll do enumerating AD. And then we'll do breaching. We'll see what time we have left if we get through this. Okay. This network is the... Whoa. This is the continuation? Please make sure to complete this network before... continuing with this one. So which one comes first? Oh my god, I'm molding already. Okay, apparently we have to start with this one. Okay, apparently we have to start with this one. I think. Because is there anyone who's done these labs and can tell me which one of them is supposed to do first? I think it says I'm supposed to do this one. I think it says I'm supposed to do this one second. Am I wrong about that? Continuation of the breaching AD network. I think it means post-exploitation. All right. Okay, we'll do this one first. Okay. All right. Does anyone object to that? We're going to do this one first. I don't actually care if anyone objects. I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want, but I'm asking anyways. Quick question on Windows BOF. Just finished up the Windows BOF section in Pen 200. In the final exercise, you kind of had to manually find the offset. Yeah, that'll happen. Once you have control of EIP and start looking for bad chars. It kind of popped the bad chars between the 41s you feed to overflow the buffer. Yeah. All you have to do is put the bad chars in a place you know they're going to appear in memory, and then look to see if they actually appear in memory. That's basically about it. All right, good. We're gonna do this one. We're doing this one. I'm making a play. Okay. Is used by approximately 90% of global Fortune 1000 companies. This is true. Just about every single organization that I have attacked has used Active Directory. I've had one organization in the past that had an all Macintosh environment and did not have Active Directory involved. That is very, very rare. The vast majority of networks that you're going to be plopped onto are going to be Active Directory environments, and everyone is a fucking mess. Oh, absolutely, it's all a fucking mess. I keep saying that things I've found on the most recent assessment are the craziest stuff I've ever seen on an Active Directory network, and then it's topped by the next one. Like, I've seen some crazy fucking shit. But you need to know, you absolutely need to know how to deal with Active Directory. Okay? You absolutely need to know how to deal with Active Directory as a penetration tester. What do you do in an all Mac environment? Well, you find out what technology they're using in place of Active Directory. They've got to have some way, unless it's a very small network and they just handle it with SSH or some shit. There has to be some way that they're managing the entire domain. Are they using Monkey or something? They might, if they're using Monkey or something, then that's when you have to find out what they're using, and then you just go from there. You just kind of have to go from there. It's pretty rare. But most of the time, you're going to be dealing with Active Directory. One of CrowdStrike's developers made a good course on finding exploits in Vuln Server. It's on his GitHub page. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Vuln Server is a great test program for you to test your x86 buffer overflow capabilities. All right. If the organization's estate uses Microsoft Windows, you are almost guaranteed to find AD. This is correct. Microsoft AD is the dominant suite used to manage Windows domain networks. However, since AD is used for identity and access management of the entire estate, it holds the keys to the kingdom, making it a very likely target for attackers. So let's know about some overarching things about AD. Okay? So Active Directory by design allows everybody to see the entire configuration of the whole domain. This is pretty intuitive. If you have domain credentials, you can enumerate all configurations of the Active Directory domain. This is why Bloodhound exists. Bloodhound exists and can be used with any valid domain credentials because by design, everyone on the domain can see the entire Active Directory configuration. That is how Active Directory has been laid out. You're not and that's so that all computers and all users know what they have access to and know who has access to what resources and so on. Again, that is a core design philosophy of Active Directory. So that's why I emphasize that when you're in an Active Directory environment, the most important thing is what? When you plug in to an Active Directory environment, you have a Kali machine that is connected to an Active Directory network. What is your first priority? I mean, it's not enumeration. Obviously it is enumeration. It's always enumeration. I mean, responder, yes. But what are you trying to do with responder? What are you trying to do with responder? Responder is the tool I would suggest. Credentials. As early as possible and as often as possible, you want credentials. Any hashes you can find. Any website that you can break into and, I don't know, SQL inject and dump credentials out of... By the way, here's a fun fact. I found a SQL injection in the web app I'm currently testing, and the credentials are in clear text. So it is not uncommon it is not uncommon to find databases with credentials in clear text. That is not uncommon at all. I find it, yeah, clear text equals best text. Exactly. That's what I always say. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, that first set of credentials is of absolutely paramount importance. When you're in an Active Directory environment, that first set of valid domain credentials allows you to run Bloodhound and get the entire Active Directory configuration. It lets you see the password policy. It lets you Kerberoast. It lets you ASREP roast the whole domain. It lets you, you can run LDAP queries. There's 100,000 things. You can run PowerView. There's 100,000, and sometimes those credentials are not literally a username and password. Like, for example, let's say obviously you have, you are a Giga Chad, sexual Tyrannosaurus red teamer, and you have flirted with a intern at their company and gotten them through that flirtation to click on a malicious document, and you now have access to their remote access to their machine. Okay? Let's say that. But you don't know their password, right? Do you have credentials, or yes or no? Do you have credentials yet? You're not local admin. You're not local admin on the workstation. You are just a low privilege user. Do you have credentials? You do. You do, actually. Why? You don't know his password. You don't know his password. Nope, nobody's... Okay, what do you have? Think about if you are running as that user, if your process is running as that user, your beacon or whatever, what do you have? Nope, you guys aren't thinking right. One of you said LSAS. What did you mean by LSAS? I think you meant be local admin and use Mimikatz. But you're actually closer. You're actually closer than you think to what I'm getting at. You have an authenticated session as that user. You have a token. As in, that process was started under a valid user token, and that token is accessible to you. You don't know his credentials, but you do have a valid user session on a Windows machine, the token of which is stored in LSAS. Okay? So you can run Bloodhound from that situation. You can run Sharphound. You can run Sharphound from that situation, and it will work because you are in a valid domain user session. Does that make sense? You don't need his password at that moment. You can run Bloodhound, you can Kerberoast, and you can ASREP roast. Does that make sense to everybody? Obviously, you would like his password. That's going to make some things a lot easier for you, and also make it quieter in some cases. But if push comes to shove and you don't have his credentials yet, you're still in a valid user session. Your beacon is running in a valid user session. And you can leverage that valid user session, which is already logged in and authenticated, to do all kinds of shit. Does that make sense, chat? Okay. And obviously, one of the first things you should do is go hunting for credentials as well. I would run Bloodhound and Kerberoast first. But the first thing you would do is establish persistence. But as far as enumeration, the first thing I'm going to do is enumerate the Active Directory environment. That's what I want. The second thing I'm going to do is run Sharp Chromium. Sharp Chromium will dump his credentials from Chrome. You can also, if he uses Firefox, like I do, you can also access his Firefox profile and dump the credentials from there. That's one of the easiest ways to get credentials, without using Mimikatz. Can Bloodhound get quite enough to matter with Freds? What do you mean by that, Brins? We need a stream. Oh, yeah, Stream Raiders. Fuck. I updated it and everything, and then I forgot it existed once the stream had actually started. Best tool to dump creds from Firefox? Copy the Firefox profile to your local host and run Firefox Dumper, I think it's called. There's a GitHub repo that dumps Firefox credentials. Download the profile to your local machine and then run Firefox Dumper locally. I assume there's a tool for Edge browser. I think Sharp Chromium works on Edge as well. Sharp Chromium also will dump Edge passwords. I'm like 90% sure that's the case. All right, Stream Raiders has started. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? That first set of credentials is of absolutely paramount importance, okay? Because it lets you run all this enumeration. Because by design, Active Directory allows all users and computers to see the entire domain configuration. Is everyone clear on this? This is very, very important. It is important that you know how Active Directory works at a really high level. I just want to say your stream is so important. I'm so glad you're learning from it. Trade for the win. Let's learn some more, okay? All right. We cover several credentials. Oh, great. I hope we do responder. If you're using the web-based attack box, you'll be connected to the network automatically. I don't want to use the attack box. Fuck that. Do still need to configure DNS. Use domain name service. Yep. You have to configure DNS on the host on which you're running a VPN connection. Okay. All right. I guess I'll do that then. All right. If you're going to use your own attack machine, an open VPN configuration file will have been generated for you once you join the room. All right. Let me get that real quick. Let me pull this over here. Let me get us connected to this bad boy. Oh my god, why did it not type? Okay, that could have been real bad. I just typed my password and I didn't have it as my active window. If I was in chat, you all would have known my password now. When you say by default everyone can see the config, you mean it can't be blocked? No, like again, by design, not by default, by design. Active Directory allows everyone to see all configuration of the Active Directory domain. By design, that is true. Not by default, as in it can't be removed. All right. Breaching AD. Let me get network, breaching AD. Yep, download configuration file. Okay. Hi, honey. She's babbling back there. She's been clingy the last day or so since I came home. Not that I blame her for that. I have so many videos I still need to upload to YouTube. I'll make sure I start doing that tomorrow. Probably do some of it after the stream, actually. TryHackMe. Paste this in. Okay. Let's open console. I prefer to have the VPN running in a different window. Al-Hazred, breaching AD. There we go. We are connected. New terminal looks cool. What is it? This is Cool Retro Term, CRT. You can download this from the Kali repo. It's down here. Cool-retro-term in the Kali repos. Alrighty. All right, here we are. So, all right, we're not using the web-based attack box. Yep, we use the OpenVPN client. We get initialization sequence completed. Let's verify we have that real quick. We do. Okay. You can now verify you're connected by looking on your access page. I'm just going to assume it is because I don't want to go there. You still have to configure DNS similar to what was shown above. It's important to note that although not used, the DC does log DNS requests. If you are using your own machine, these logs include the host name of your device. If you run the VPN on your Kali machine with the host name of Kali, this will be logged. Interesting. I don't use that. I don't use Kali in my name, but Network Manager is most likely used as a DNS manager. You can use the GUI menu to configure DNS. All right, let's do that. Let me just move this over here so I can see. Okay. Network Manager, Advanced Network, so it's going to be network interfaces, I guess. They have it in the XFCE format, unfortunately. All right, maybe I can just do it in resolve.conf. Okay, let's do sudo vim etc systemd resolve.conf. All right, so uncomment the DNS line, it says. So we're just setting the domain controller for our DNS. 10.200.20.101 is the domain controller IP. Okay. Do I have to do anything else in here? Save the file and restart the service. Okay. Systemctl. Restart. Systemd. Tech resolved. Okay. Test that DNS is working. Let's make sure it's working. Oops. Server cannot find. It's still using sudo vim etc resolve.conf. Let's do okay, name server, and then it's still using the wrong DNS server, 10.200.20.101. 10.200.20.101. Okay. Let's kill the VPN really quick. Service, sudo service networking. Restart. Okay. Let's reconnect. And now let's see if it... Server cannot find. It's still trying to use that. Yeah, that's what I'm finding, Team Answer. It's just ignoring it. Let's just let's yank this, delete it. Put it there. Maybe if we put it first, it'll work. I might have to comment out the other DNS servers. There we go. Okay, now it works. So now we get a response. We can find it. Does that make sense to everybody? So Callie seems to just ignore the Callie seems to ignore resolve.conf, so I just had to I had to add it to Etsy resolve.conf. Does that make sense? So now DNS does seem to work. Okay. All right, we did the AD. I don't want to play with it anymore. Okay. I guess network manager in the bottom right. Do I have network manager down here? I looked for it. This? It doesn't matter. It's working now. Doesn't matter. Do you need to take it back? No, I'm going to leave it in there. It seems to be ignoring it, but I'll leave it in there for right now. Hopefully we won't have any problems. Okay. All right. OSINT. Okay, so this is very important. OSINT, incredibly important stuff. So some things to look for with OSINT. The most important thing is user enumeration. The more valid usernames you can find, the better off you're going to be. Okay? The better off you are. The network ritual worked. Yeah, exactly. We have some. Exactly. The Eldritch ritual worked. DNS is always a pain in the ass. I have a problem with it on a lot of assessments. And it's worth noting that in Active Directory environments, DNS is very important. Windows doesn't like resolving things from an IP address alone. Windows likes to use host names. Okay? So a lot of things that you use, especially Kerberos related, if you're trying to connect to stuff with Kerberos, you're going to be dealing with host names. Kerberos will not work with IP addresses alone. So you do need to be prepared to deal with DNS. It's a sysadmin. It's always the goddamn DNS, dude. It's always DNS. Yeah. You're preaching to the choir, my dude. I have DNS issues all the fucking time. All right. So, number of usernames of critical importance. Usernames. Where can you get usernames? Okay. The quickest way is to go to hunter.io. You're going to go to hunter.io. Thusly. And you're going to type in the name of the company. We'll do twitch.tv. We'll OSINT twitch.tv. So here we see they just have their first name at twitch.tv. That can't be right. Okay? That can't be right. What other company? OpenSea. Perfect. Yeah, get fucked, crypto. Oh, even better. Even better. Topical. Celsius. Yes, Celsius. Which one of these is this one? Okay, perfect. That's this. It looks like it's first name dot last name. It's either first at Celsius.network. What's Celsius? I don't think you're going to have to worry about what Celsius is in like a week. You see Seth Green paid the rent. Did he really? And I'm sure he thinks that he succeeded, despite the fact that that was entirely desirable from the attacker standpoint. I don't think in about a week you're going to have to care about what Celsius is. Don't worry. They stole everyone's money? Yes. They did. They did. And it's always fun seeing anarcho-libertarian dipshits, like anarcho-capitalist dipshits, rediscovering why we regulate banks. That's always enjoyable. It's as if these. See, the problem with anarcho is that at some point you're gonna turn 14, and and you're gonna start seeing holes in the ideology. Okay, so It's always fun watching the anarcho-capitalist dipshits discover that evil people did not just decide to regulate one day because they're evil. It's always funny watching them rediscover why we regulate banks. Like, it's incredible. Anyway, so you're looking for this mostly. Now you'll notice that Hunter.io requires a subscription. I have a subscription for work. I'm not going to log into it right now, but really all you need is this part. You need the common pattern. Let's try. I don't know. What's another company? I'm blanking on companies. What's a good company to use? Let's just do Amazon. Tesla. Perfect. Tesla. Okay, perfect. Tesla. They have a lot of results. Okay, that's what I want. I want a big company with a lot of results. Okay? F.last. So you're looking for this username convention. It looks like it's F hyphen last. Maybe. No, it's F. You can get all these email addresses if you are subscribed. But if you're not subscribed, you can go to a little place called LinkedIn, and you can use. There are various scraper tools you can use, such as linked into username, GitHub. This is what I like to use. This tool right here, very, very useful. So you're gonna feed this. You're gonna download this Python script. You're gonna feed it. You're gonna feed it a domain, or you're gonna feed it a LinkedIn page, like Tesla's LinkedIn page. And then it's gonna pull all employees of Tesla and extrapolate email addresses based on the username, based on the convention here. And you're going to get a bunch of valid email addresses. Does that make sense? Do you ever utilize Have I Been Pwned? Yes and no. I don't use Have I Been Pwned because it doesn't provide the credentials. But I do use Dhashed. Use Dhashed, which also requires a subscription. But Dhashed will allow you to search databases for emails and see if any of them have appeared in past compromises. Okay, this is another important OSINT tool you can use. You also should look at GitHub. Look at GitHub. Look at the company. Search for the company on GitHub and see if you can find any of its developers, and then go through the repos. We've seen in CTFs in the past commits, credentials, and repos. This is all stuff that you'll see in the real world. You definitely want to pop onto GitHub. Stack Overflow. Questions on Stack Overflow will give you some insight into what kind of technologies they're running. You can also look at job listings. Job listings are very valuable for me. What I specifically like to look for security positions at their company, not because I'm looking to pivot to my client's company, but because I want to know what technologies they're using on the security side. Like, so for example, if they're looking for blue teamers with experience in Carbon Black, what endpoint protection do you think they're using in their environment? Right, CrowdStrike. So this is very valuable. Like you big brain move. That's just standard ops, my dude. Ideally you'll know as much about the target environment as you can before you drop in. There. Especially knowing the EDR is important, because it takes time to develop custom tools that will bypass any EDR solution. So you need to make sure that your tools will work. You need to be reasonably certain your tools will work when you get them into the target environment. Hopefully that makes sense. So again, Have I Been Pwned and Dhashed. Very, very valuable. Dhashed is more valuable because it gives you the credentials. It'll actually give you the credentials to that. Have I Been Pwned will not. It will just tell you if that email showed up in a past data breach. You don't want that. You want the credentials, so that you can use them against logins. Does that make sense? We could talk about OSINT literally all day. Okay? Literally all day we could sit here and talk about OSINT. I do want to move on to other stuff, but if you do have questions about OSINT, obviously I'm here to answer. Everyone's got their own like workflow as far as OSINT. Make sure your tools work when you get into the... Exactly. You got to use that. You got to use those blue pills, okay? Knowing what EDR they're using is like having a nice blue pill to make sure your tools work, okay? Phishing, yeah, we're talking about... People know what phishing is, okay? People know what phishing is. We know what that is. What popular website can be used to verify if your email address or password has ever been exposed in a publicly disclosed data breach? Have I been pwned? Dehashed also. Dehashed will actually give you the credentials. So that is the service I recommend. All right. NTLM. So we've talked quite a bit about Elsa-Jean and Riley Reid and how they're communicating over insecure protocols. Okay? We've talked quite a bit. NTLM, New Technology Land Manager, is out of date. Microsoft hasn't recommended its use since I think like 2009, and it recommends Kerberos instead. But almost every organization you go to will still use it. Okay? Will still have NTLM authentication enabled. Why? Because not having it enabled will break things. Okay? Sup, guys? Just recovered from COVID? Hey, same, bro. Hope you're doing okay. Glad to hear you're feeling better. Do you ever use statistically likely usernames and Kerberoot them for valid users? Yes. You betcha. And then I password spray as well. It depends on how loud I'm willing to be. If I'm just on an internal penetration test, I don't care about stealth. So fuck yeah, I'm gonna password spray constantly. I'm gonna password spray as much as their account lockout policy allows. But on a red team assessment, I'm gonna avoid that if at all possible, because you want to try and be quiet. All right, NTLM can be used for authentication by using a challenge base called NetNTLM. So what is NetNTLM? NetNTLM is that whole process we talked about with the challenge and response mechanism. Was everyone here to hear about how Riley Reid wants to talk to Elsa-Jean and is going to send instead of sending her password, Elsa-Jean is going to provide a little bit of data to be encrypted by the authenticating by Riley Reid's password hash, and then Riley Reid will send the encrypted data with the password hash. That challenge and response is not useful to you. You can't use it to pass the hash or anything like that, but you can crack it. So you can crack it to get access to the plain text credentials. At least 3, if not 4 times you explain this. Listen, this is so important, Just a Guy. I don't care if I explained it a few extra times. It is crucial that you know how an NTLM works and how it can be subverted. Okay? That is a crucial piece of information that everybody in my chat should know. So, when they talk about NetNTLM, what they're talking about is that challenge and response mechanism that we're talking about. Does that make sense? All right. NetNTLM, also referred to as Windows authentication or just NTLM authentication, allows the application to play the role of a middleman between client and AD. All authentication materials forwarded to the domain controller. Yes, in an Active Directory environment, it is the domain controller that validates the credentials. Because Elsa-Jean won't actually have the password. Elsa-Jean will not actually have the password of Riley Reid to check if the stuff has been encrypted properly. So the domain controller will be used instead. Okay. That sucks. I'm checking something with work. All right, I'll deal with that in a minute. All right. So this is a rehash. This is Riley Reid, okay? This is Elsa-Jean. Riley Reid, Elsa-Jean. Client, server. Okay? User requests access. Server goes, okay, if you want access, you need to encrypt this data with a password hash. Or with your password hash. And then here's the challenge and response, the net NTLM hash, or the NTLM v2 hash.
What are you doing, step bro?
Then the server sends that challenge response to the domain controller. The domain controller decrypts it with the password hash of Riley Reid and verifies it, and then sends the result back. And if the result is good, then Riley Reid is granted access. Does that make sense? Again, it's a quick rehash of the NTLM authentication mechanism. Does that make sense? Imar Sex, thank you so much for the first time Prime indoctrination into the cult. Welcome to the All Has Red Team, my friend. Thanks for supporting the stream. Melan42 with the 8-month re-indoctrination. Welcome. Hi, Chad. Hi, Al. Good to see you. Vesmir DK. And Christy, my goodness, I missed a raid. My goodness, I'm so sorry, Christy. Christy, thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream, if you're still in the chat? Did Alice and Bob get fired? That's usually... Alice and Bob are usually used in cryptographic communications. Well, I guess you could use it in this case, too. Okay, as mentioned in Task 2, these exposed services provide an excellent location. So you can brute force. We all know how brute forcing works. So let's try to navigate to this URL and see what we have there. Stream was malding as usual in League. Hey, if you're playing League and not malding, are you really playing League, okay? You're not getting the full experience if you're not absolutely losing your mind with rage in League of Legends. All right, let's try and authenticate. Proxy server refusing connections. That's happening because Burp is not on. Okay, so it's asking us to sign in. All right, so you could use tools such as Hydra. It's often better to script... No, it's not. Okay. It's often better to script up these types of attacks of yourself, which allows you more control over the... Fuck that, dude. Okay, listen. This is incorrect. This is incorrect. I'm not saying you shouldn't have the capability to write a script, okay? You absolutely should. In a pinch, you need to be able to type up a quick script like this and have it work, okay? However, on a real life assessment, your time is very limited, okay? If at all possible, you're fucking using Hydra, okay? You're fucking using Hydra. Like... and if at all possible, if I find a SQL injection, I'm going to use SQL map. In this case, SQL map's not working because it's bugged. So, I have to do it manually. But I tried SQL map first. Yeah, let reinvent the wheel. Exactly. You should not reinvent the wheel. On a real assessment with a real client, don't reinvent the wheel. Okay? Don't spend hours trying to get this simple script to work when you could just use Hydra. Not good. Bad juju. Okay? Bad juju. You should try Hydra, and then if Hydra fails for some reason, like, for example, I ran into a situation once where I wanted to try and brute force an OWA login, an Outlook Web Access login, okay? This was a super old Outlook Web Access login. We're talking like 2010 era. Like, it was very, very old in the client's infrastructure, and I wanted to brute force it because based on what I read online, there was no lockout policy. Back at this time, OWA had no lockout policy. So I wanted to brute force it. The problem I ran into, and I tried to use Hydra. I tried to use Hydra for that purpose, and it failed. It failed because the web page was so old that it was using TLS 1.0 for SSL, which is fucking Pleistocene epic shit. We're talking woolly mammoths use TLS 1.0, okay? None of my tools would connect to this website because the SSL was so out of date. None of them would do it. Hydra wouldn't do it. I could get curl to do it, but Hydra wouldn't do it. So I had to write a Python script to do it. I wrote a Python script to connect to SSL 1.0. So that was a situation in which I had to reinvent the reel. And it's very important that if it comes down to it, you can. But you don't want to unless you have to. Does that make sense, chat? I'm not trying to say you shouldn't be able to write these scripts. I'm trying to say you should use them as a last resort. Does that make sense? Is everyone following picking up what I'm putting down here? Right, being able to program good, but on a real assessment, your time is limited. You shouldn't be wasting your time reinventing the wheel unless you absolutely need to, because for some reason your tools aren't working. Because sometimes your tools will not work. Okay? Cool. All right. So, we're going to use Hydra because we are big brains. We are big brains. So we are going to use Hydra for basic. This looks like basic HTTP authentication. NTLM authentication will also look the same. Let's do stream raiders really quickly. Can you use Hydra on the OSCP exam? Yes. Now, is it using NTLM or is it using basic HTTP auth? Because both of those will look the same. Let me double check that before I commit to using Hydra here. Nope, it's using NTLM. I'm glad I looked that up. It is using NTLM authentication, which is common. That's what I'm running into in my current assessment. The target uses exactly this same kind of authentication. Maticus Maximus and that guy Kim with the most kills and most assists. Jifferam Killer and Mr. Hanso with the bonus rewards. So it's using NTLM over HTTP, which is pretty normal in an Active Directory environment. Hydra, NTLM, HTTP, auth. I'm sure Hydra can do this. Let's find out how. Now we notice that my browser is going slow. That's because it's using the DNS server, the domain controller on the. It's using this domain controller as the primary DNS server. So when that fails, it's then using my normal DNS server, and obviously this DNS server doesn't know what Google is. Okay, defeating HTTP. I don't want to do HTTP basic auth. I want to do Hydra, HTTP NTLM. Surely there's a way to do this. So who would be the DC? Oh, for fuck's sake. No, the DC, the DC is just the domain controller. We're not attacking the domain controller directly here. The DC is just validating stuff. How to use the new HTTP NTLM. Okay, let's just do Hydra, tac, help. Just tac H then? Alright, let's see if... Is it up here? Well, I know a way to do this. Let's figure it. I know a way to force it anyways. So let's do... let's open up burp. We will need burp for this. I know a way to force it. Even if the tool doesn't use HTTP basic auth, I'm going to teach you how to do it anyways. So you're going to open up burp. I do not know if this is possible in Zap. This is how I do it in burp. Let's open up burp. Temporary project is fine. There are tools that will do it. I'm going to demonstrate how to do it with a tool regardless of if the tool actually supports it. Because if you can route the tool through burp, burp will do it for you. All right? And I'm going to show you this. This is a little bit of an advanced use of burp. So let's go into, let's do project options. What we're looking for is this platform authentication. In this case, I don't want to change my user options because I'm definitely going to forget to do it later. So we're going to override user options. It won't let me brute force it, though. I just realized I need valid credentials for it. God damn it. Okay, never mind. I was thinking incorrectly. I need valid credentials to use that properly. Like if I was going to do SQL map, I did this with SQL map. I just want to use Cobalt Strike. Why is Cobalt Strike here? Oh, supported services, HTTP proxy, HTTPS get post. Do they have like NTLM? God damn it. Auth NTLM support. Subterminal has it. Let's see. NTLM auth brute. Is this a Metasploit module? What is this? Is this a Metasploit mod using Typheus? What the fuck is? Oh, this is a Hydra module. It's a standalone. No, it's a Hydra module. Require Typheus? Let me find out what this is. Let's see if this works. Okay, Typheus Ruby. HTTP client library. Okay, so what I have to do, like sudo gem install Typheus then? Okay, so we've installed Typheus. Let's pull down this script. I don't know if Hydra is like a... Will NTLM be set in the header? No, there will be an authorization header. So when we try and authenticate... let me demonstrate what it looks like. Let's do that. Let's go over here. Let's do route through burp. And let me demonstrate what happens here. So let's just reload the page entirely. We send test, sign in. All right, so here's what it looks like. So it tries to get... this is a bunch of crap. Here's the authorization. It's going to send this authorization header plus an NTLM, a base 60, an NTLM base 64 encoded script here. Why do you not use the built-in browser? Because I'd rather use Firefox. Why is this taking forever? This is taking forever. Oh, God. I regret my life choices. It's your Hydra module. Let's God, building native extensions. God damn it. How long is this gonna take? So if we unbait, I think this is just the username colon the password, but there's a lot of A's. Let's find out what this is. While we're waiting for fucking Ruby. NTLM SS. Okay. So where is the actual username and password sent? Okay, we're getting all this out of scope stuff. Let's go over here and let's add the URL to scope. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, we test. All right, so the password was not correct. All right, here's the challenge and response right here. This is the challenge response mechanism right here. Does that make sense? This is basically requesting to do NTLM. And then it's going to respond with the... It's going to respond with the challenge. And then this is the challenge response. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's NTLM authentication. The same stuff is happening with Riley Reid and stuff, but it's happening over HTTP instead of SMB. Okay? That's all that's happening. And we get a whole bunch of fucking errors. Okay. Let's see if we can get this Ruby script to work. All right, it's going to take a second to resolve because of the DNS server situation. There we go. All right, what is the... All right, this function takes our suggested password. So we're just giving it one password? What is the user? For user and self.users. Oh, this is in the task files. This isn't even the whole script. I cannot believe that Hydra can't do this. I'm shocked that Hydra can't pull this off. Some people are saying it can. But it's not doing it. So let's, we need the users from the task files. So where's those at? Download task files, perfect. Password sprayer.zip. Okay. TryHackMe. Just make a breaching AD folder here. We'll paste that in. Okay. Okay. Cat usernames.text. So these are the usernames. These are the usernames. And I guess we give it a password. What does it actually want us to do here? Are we just using one single password? All right, what is the... What passwords? NTLM, okay. Less NTLM password spray.py. So we got the users. Class NTLM sprayer. So this is a password spray, so we're going to give it a password. But what password does it want us to use? Change me 123. Okay, so it just wants us to use this. Let's see if we can use Ruby. Let's do vim passwords.list. And they want us to do change me 123. Okay. All right, so Ruby, HTTP. Oh boy. So we're getting errors. It might be, actually, I think it's erroring out because we're not providing arguments. Usernames.text. And then passwords.list. No implicit... Okay. I don't know Ruby well enough for this. Oh, it's target URL. Okay, it wants a target URL. Okay, so the URL is going to be... I'm still bummed that Hydra let me down on this. Okay, that did not seem to... It seemed to execute. It seemed to execute properly. File.read, split new lines. So it codes all of his tools in Ruby? He absolutely does not. I got nothing against Ruby. I don't know if there's a problem here with the new lines or not. So I'm making sure to put new lines in here. This is probably stupid. It's not going to help. Is it supposed to be that password? When you start a simple HTTP get brute force Hydra record. Really? Okay, let's try that. Hydra tac. Is it tac L? It's tac capital L. Tac capital L. Usernames.text. Tac capital P. Passwords.list. Or we'll just do lowercase p. And then what's its password? Change me 123. Okay. And okay, we'll do a basic HTTP authentication. Let's just see an example. So, because Hydra has a confusing syntax. Just write HTTP get. I thought it was something, it's something like that. I just wanted to make sure I got it right. That's all. You can add a port. No, it has to be an IP. It wants the URL. And then http.get. Is http.get, right? Fuck. And then no, just the root directory is what we're looking for. Okay, so that did work. I'll be damned. Nice. Okay, cool. I wish Hydra's documentation said that. There we go. We did it. Good work, team. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just spend a million years. Just spend a million years mistaking that Hydra can do it or not. Okay? Cool. Does that make sense? Don't reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. Don't reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. That's the point I'm trying to make. What's the name of the challenge response authentication mechanism that uses NTLM? That would be net NTLM. What's the username of the third valid credential pair found by the password straying script? Well, Hydra is threaded, so this may or may not. Threads don't necessarily finish in the order that you expect them to, so this may not work. It is not. It's one of these. We'll just try these until... the script is not threaded, but Hydra is. So it's Hydra will find the correct usernames and passwords in a different order. There we go. How many valid credential pairs were found? 4. What's the message displayed by the web application when authenticating with a valid credential pair? Let's find out. Let's do Gordon Stevens. Change me 123. Wipe sweat from brow. I wasn't sweating, dude. Do I look like I'm sweating? So this failed. You'll notice that the authentication failed here. That's because we're going through burp, and burp fucks it up. So here's what we do. We go into project options. We add. We put the... You have to specially configure this in burp. Otherwise, burp fucks it up for some reason. NTLM v1. Is it NTLM v2? It's going to be NTLM v2, I think. The username, we'll make it Gordon Stevens. And the password is going to be change me 123. Okay. All right, so now let's route through burp. And now you'll notice it doesn't ask us for credentials because burp is handling the NTLM authentication behind the scenes. Does that make sense? Overgrown carrot, you're absolutely right. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel if you don't have to. Work smarter, not harder. Does that make sense? So, if you're doing HTTP, I find that burp fucks up authentication somehow. Probably because of how NTLM works. So instead, you have to come in here. You have to put the credentials into burp itself, into your project options here. You have to put the credentials in here, and then burp will handle the authentication for you. So now you don't have to put the credentials in. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so this just says hello world. Cool. All right. Goody. We're through. The first trial. I feel like Indiana Jones going to get the Holy Grail, and he gets through the incredibly easy to dodge like buzzsaws, like the ancient Jewish the ancient Roman buzzsaws. What the fuck? That doesn't even make sense. Like the ancient Roman buzzsaws that like cut the Nazis' heads off in the Last Crusade. You remember that? Great movie, by the way, but the Roman buzzsaws was a little bit much. All right, what do we have here? Another method of AD authentication that applications can use is Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, LDAP. Everyone's favorite. Would Zap have been a better choice? I don't know. I'm sure Zap has some analogous to this, but I only know how to do it in burp because that's what I do. That's what I use for work. So I'm sure Zap has some way of doing it. LDAP authentication is a popular mechanism with third-party applications that integrate with AD. These include applications and systems such as GitLab, Jenkins, custom-developed web applications, printers, and VPNs. If any of these applications or services are exposed on the internet, the same types of attacks as those leveraged against NTLM authenticated systems can be used. However, a service using LDAP authentication requires a set of AD credentials. It opens up additional attack avenues. In essence, we can attempt to recover the AD credentials used by the service to gain authenticated access to AD. All right, one very interesting attack that can be performed against LDAP authentication called an LDAP passback attack. This is a common attack against network devices such as printers when you have gained initial access to the internal network, such as plugging in a rogue device. LDAP passback attacks can be performed when we gain access to a device's configuration where LDAP parameters are specified. This can be, for example, the web interface of a network printer. Usually the credentials for these interfaces are kept to the default ones, such as admin or admin password. However, we won't be able to directly extract the LDAP credential since the password is usually hidden. That is correct, yes. However, we can alter the LDAP configuration, such as the IP or hostname. In an LDAP passback attack, we can modify this IP to our IP and then test the LDAP configuration, which will force the device to attempt LDAP authentication to our rogue device. We can accept this authentication to recover the LDAP credentials. So this is kind of an older attack, but it does still work on printers a lot of the time. There is a network printer on this network where the administration website does not even require credentials. That is very common. It is very common to find unauthenticated printers just chilling out. Very, very common to see that. All right, here we are. You need to be administrator on the printer to do this, by the way. So it's not always a valuable attack. Oh, hi, honey. Hi, sweetie. Watch me make another appearance. The real star of the stream. Look at her little feet. Maybe I should start watching The Boys. Oh my god, The Boys slaps so hard, dude. Who's watching season 3 of The Boys? Quick segue. Who do we have in chat who's watching season 3 of The Boys? And how much does it slap? I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying it slaps. The only thing I'm spoiling is that it slaps. Okay? That's the only thing I'm spoiling. You're missing out. If you're not watching The Boys, you're definitely missing out. The Boys is the shit. Okay? Never heard of it? The Boys is an Amazon Prime original. It is a superhero show but it's a superhero show with a more realistic bend to it, where all the superheroes basically have succumbed to capitalism and are all owned by a big corporation and care more about their public image and their merchandising than they do about saving people and so on. And the name The Boys refers to like a ragtag group of a few of them are supes themselves, but most of them are just regular dudes who are trying to like expose the superheroes in the company. The Boys fucking slaps. I highly recommend it. Hey, have a good one, Bad Moles. Good to see you here. So we have the username but not the password. Okay, we found the settings page. So if we look at the page again, you can do this if you have administrative access to the printer. This is an attack that is valuable to you, or that is possible. So you can't see the password. You cannot see the password. If you highlight this and go F12, I need to get that fucking stream deck, dude. All right, we highlight this and we go. Can we just do F12? FBI, open up! Listen, Parsons, we've been over this. Chill. All right, that's the view state, the view state parameter, printer settings, LDAP settings. Okay, we can't see the password, okay? Can't see the password. But if we set this password to 10. I have it down here. 10.50.18.36. 389. LDAP listens on 389. At 18.36. Test settings. So we get an LDAP connection, but we don't see the credentials. How do they want us to do this? This is a weird situation. It is. It's kind of contrived. Okay, yeah. Supported capabilities tells it that this is not an actual LDAP endpoint. This is just Netcat. So it is failing. So we need to install an LDAP server to handle it for us. What do they want us to do? Okay, let's do this. Okay, open LDAP. All right, we'll need to install open LDAP. Okay, so let's do that. So we paste this in. They're telling us how to do it on the page. Everyone needs a Jamie in their lives. Oh my god, Jamie is the tits. Look, they went looking for a weapon to kill Homelander and they found one, okay? They found one. The true weapon. Now we're just talking. We could actually do it with Responder. What the fuck am I thinking? Would Responder work? Hang on. Let's try Responder. I'm curious if Responder would do this. Does Responder listen on LDAP? I've never used it for this purpose. It does. Responder actually does listen on LDAP. Oh my god, big fucking brain, dude. Holy shit. Nice. I've never used Responder for this particular attack, but now I guess I will. Ever thought of doing a watch party of The Boys? Dude, we can do it on Friday. The new episode comes out on Friday. We can watch it in Foots' server. That sounds fun. Yeah, it's Newbie Tuesday. I just want you to learn. Yeah, absolutely. I forgot that Responder uses an LDAP. I don't usually use Responder for this purpose. But yeah, there we go. This is pretty cool. Nice. So we just have the credentials now. Man, this is a fucking pain in the ass. Holy shit, this rogue LDAP server shit they want you to do is a pain in the ass. How did you get the LDAP to work? This is just Responder. This is just Responder. I just used Responder. So do we have to crack this, I'm assuming. Is this isn't the we have to crack this. This needs to be cracked. So this is NTLM v1. It's an NTLM v1 hash. Let's just copy this out. Let's just do vim printer.hash. Paste this in. Let's see if it cracks with RockU. It does not. Okay, apparently. Let's just put in. I think it's password 11 is the correct password. Oh, it's not RockU. It is. Still didn't work. Did you just run Responder? Yeah, we ran Responder. Big brain command indeed. Okay, StarCraft, you're going too hard, okay? What is the password associated with the... It might not be the... It's not password 1. These are just NTLM v1 hashes. This is not even... This is too long to be an NTLM v1. Am I crazy? So maybe Responder does not work for this. This isn't the password, is it? This can't be the password. Nope, it is not. Just add one rule to John. Yeah, I guess, okay, we'll do that. Okay, what do we do? RockU.text and then... do I even have one rule on this machine? All right, let's just do one rule. Did you use, there is no provided password list. They give you a pet. No, they do not. Hang on. If they do, I'm going to have egg on my face. They do not provide a password list.
Hey, listen.
They don't provide a password list. I know John accepts rules. We're going to do that. In the default hashcat dir. Well, yeah, there's password lists there. Let's just get one rule here. What, Maticus? Can you play the song? So you play the song that... Yes, yes. Yes, I play that song. Okay, so one rule is a very effective rule. It's called one rule to rule them all. Rule. It doesn't work for everything, obviously. It is not actually one rule to rule them all, but it is effective. Other rules that are useful are Hashcat's dive rules. Those are very useful. Highly recommend that one. It's taking a while to load because It is a large rule. See, this is you don't have to know what these are. These are just various rules that John understands for mashing up the credentials. Let's do wget. Yeah, it's gonna lag for a second because of DNS. There we go. John, will rock you work? And then rules. It's not gonna work. Is it rules? Yes.
A hunter must hunt.
Come on. Oh, come on. Can't I get it to use a regular rule file? How do I do this with John and not Hashcat? Custom rules for John the Ripper. I don't think I'm in the wrong directory. Yeah, one rule to rule them all, that rule is right there. I copied one. Okay, I'll do that. To user, share, John. Rules. Okay. And then sudo vim etsy john.conf. Okay. So what do we do here? What does it want me... How do I add one rule to this? Okay. I don't think it... But someone said that adding one rule did it. Someone said that adding one rule cracked it. Okay. All right, so I have to add... Do I have to add it here? Dot include list dot rules, and then one rule to rule them all. Is that how it works? Please someone tell me what I'm supposed to do here, because I haven't done this before. This is new. I usually use Hashcat on real assessments, so I'll just do that. You got to add the entry above. How? Wait, where? What do you mean? Basically copy one of the templates above. Oh, you mean add it up here? Okay. So, like, I have to add... And then one rule to rule them all. Include... Okay, is that gonna work? Are we good? We're learning stuff today, Chad, okay? Invalid rule, great. You gotta fix a couple of Unicode characters in the one rule file, okay? So, where is the error? Line 8210. No, not insert. Is it set number? Okay, there we go. All right, how do I jump to a line? How do I jump to a line, Chad? Is it just 8210? There we go. So we have a Unicode character here. Can I just delete this line? Can I just delete this line? Is that what I should do? Replace the lowercase and uppercase a. Oh, so just put like a lowercase a here and an uppercase a here. Okay. All right. Let's do it again. Okay, so now it's 42,459. Okay. Uppercase A, lowercase a. Okay, it seems to like it now. Is this gonna crack, chat? We're not molding, no nothing. We're not molding here. We're figuring it out. In one rule we trust, okay? Shin Ryzen with the 12 months. God, a year. Welcome back to the All Has Red team, my friend. Thank you so much for your 1 year of support. One Way Flight with the 4-month re-indoctrination. Welcome back to the All Has Red team. Mad Descent. It's Lil Ryan. And Aw Da Dad G Joe. Thank you for the follows. We might be here a few days. Only takes a couple of hours. Look, I can't. One rule makes one password. I know. It's. If someone said this would crack, will this crack? Jesus. Okay. I really don't want to go through this whole process of installing LDAP. Yeah, let's do Stream Raiders, I guess. I don't... Someone said it would crack, and apparently I was lied to. Have you ever tested IP cameras for companies? Yeah, I find cameras all the time. One time I was testing a county government, and I found cameras in the jail. I found cameras. I found all of their cameras in their that are set up in their jail. That was pretty cool. You like RTS games? Yeah, I used to be a big StarCraft player.
1D RKL4Z happy.
Hey, Look Dogs, thank you so much for the 3 months. Happy indeed. Naughty Dog, thanks for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Actually gains access to a client from an internal network from internet exposed cameras. That's fucking sick. That's a cool vector. Jiffaram with the most assists. Alright, it doesn't look like this is gonna crack, kids. Do I really have to go through the whole process of... God damn it. Alright, I'm not installing this rogue LDAP server. Someone just tell me what the password is, okay? Someone just... does anybody know what the password is? Just tell me what the password is. It's quicker than this? It probably is, but the problem is I don't want to install all this crap on my machine. I'd rather not. I'm wondering why Responder doesn't receive... If it's sending credentials in clear text, why doesn't Responder receive the credentials in clear text? Why does Responder receive a hashed password? God damn it. I closed TryHackMe for some reason. Gotta load it back up again. Hang on a second. Please compile. Good to have you. It's going good. Just got back from a wedding. Okay, that password was definitely not cracking. Oh, because you need the rogue LDAP server to tell it to send clear text. I guess that makes sense. That makes sense, the threat guy. There was no way in hell that that password was cracking, by the way. What race were you playing? I played Protoss for most of my competitive time, but now when I play, I mostly play random. All right, so LDAP passback. I just didn't want to install all that stuff. What 2 authentication mechanisms do we allow on our rogue LDAP server to downgrade the authentication and make it clear text? Oh, okay. Well, I mean, actually, I think Responder can still handle that. Hang on a second. I think Responder can still handle that. I should have thought of that. Isn't there a... I think there's an option for a downgrade attack. Forced landman hashing downgrade. TAC-LM. It probably won't work because this probably is not the correct... It's worth a shot anyways. Okay, it gets the same hash. Okay. So, it gets the same hash, and I guess it won't do the downgrade. Responder has failed us. F's in the chat. So this is pretty nifty. Maybe I'll try this on my next assessment if I can get admin access to a printer. Maybe I'll try that on this. I'll try this on the next assessment. We want to ensure that our LDAP only supports plain and login authentication methods. So, plain and login. Is it case sensitive? Come on. Well, it's not plain. What is it? I think your vids are super fly. Well, the videos are mostly just VODs of the stream you're watching right now. Thank you, Photon Travel. It's good to have you here. Good to have you. Thank you so much. Min SSF? Is that what it wants? What the fuck does it want? Use LDAP search to list the supported... Oh, come on. Oh, fuck off. Login and plain? So it's the other way around? Oh, for fuck's sake. I put plain and then log... Okay. I'm not mad. I'm not mad, chat. You're mad. Alright. Ah! It's our old friend... NTLM Relay. Well, well, well. If it isn't our old friend, NTLM Relay. We meet again. We're gonna have another three-way with Elsa Jean and Riley Reed. We're gonna have another three-way, chat. You know how it is. All right, so they're going through what an NTLM network, they're going through what an NTLM relay is, okay? God, do I need to explain NTLM relay again? Do we need to go through NTLM relay again? It's okay if we do. It's very important that you understand this attack. This is one of the most important attacks on internal networks, NTLM relays. Yes? Alright, we'll go through it again. We'll go through it again. Paint stream. Paint stream. Here we are. Alright, so who's over here? Chat knows. Who's over here? Relay Read. Perfect. Relay Read is over here. And over here we have Elsa Jean. Okay? Alright. Relay Read wants to talk to Elsa Jean. Okay? Through NTLM authentication. That most secure of all authentication mechanisms. So let's go a quick review. Relay Read is going to say, hello, please off. There we go. Hello, please off. All right? Elsa Jean is going to reply, solve this challenge. Encrypt. Encrypt this data to authenticate. So, if you're wondering why Relay Read doesn't just send her credentials to Elsa Jean, That's because Windows will try anything it can to avoid sending credentials across the network. So instead, what fhtagn does is send relay read some data, just a randomly generated bit of data, and say, hey, encrypt this with your password hash. It's called the challenge. This is called the challenge. Then relay read is going to take her password hash and encrypt that data. She's going to take her password hash and encrypt the data. And if fhtagn will then try to decrypt that data, decrypt the encrypted data that Riley Reid just sent. fhtagn knows the password hash, so she knows if relay read is able to connect or not. Or she knows relay read's password hash, so she should be able to decrypt the data and get the original data that she sent back. If she can, the authentication succeeds and relay read is allowed to access resources on fhtagn, which is, as we know, the goal. We always want to access resources on fhtagn. Okay? Everybody wants to access fhtagn's resources. Does that make sense? This is how NTLM authentication works. No relay is happening here. No relay is happening here. Is that everyone following? Everyone following so far? All right, let's get rid of all of this. But now we're going to put in a third. Again, it's going to be a three-way, okay? A three-way. And down here we have our Kali machine. Okay? A rogue machine on the network. Alright? So this rogue machine, through means that we're not going to go into here, but they are called responder and man-in-the-middle 6, is co-opting various protocols, such as either LLMNR or IPv6 traffic, to redirect all, to fool every machine on the network into thinking that Kali is every other machine on the network. Does that make sense? Riley Reid is going to think that every machine on the network, fhtagn included, is accessed through this machine because of responder and or man-in-the-middle 6. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So, instead of reaching out to fhtagn directly, Riley Reid is going to reach out to Kali because that's where she thinks fhtagn is now. And she's going to say, Hello, please auth. And it's going to be in red now because I don't want to change the... I don't want to change it. Okay? So, again, this is Relay Reid trying to reach Elsa. Relay Reid thinks that Elsa is located here. Does that make sense? And then there's this other machine on the network. It's not red. We'll make it blue. There's this other machine on the network that we'll call target. This is the machine we're trying to access. We don't want to for whatever reason, we don't want to access fhtagn. We want to access target. Looks like I've got the chat in the way, so let's move the chat up a little bit. Okay, so Kali, unbeknownst to Relay Reid, is going to be like, instead of contacting fhtagn, fhtagn's not even involved in this process. Hello, please auth. Okay? The target's going to respond with how does the target respond? Remind me, chat, how does the target respond? Challenge. Yeah. Here's some data. Encrypt it with your password hash. Then, as a result, we're going to send the challenge back to Relay Read, who thinks she's communicating with fhtagn. Challenge. And then Relay Read responds with the challenge of the challenge response. So, Relay Read thinks she's talking to fhtagn. She's not. She's talking to Callie, and Callie is relaying the whole NTLM authentication mechanism between Callie and the target. Does that make sense? This is how NTLM relay works. Sometimes maybe fhtagn will be the actual machine you're trying to connect to, but you'll probably be trying to do something different than what Relay Read is trying to do. You'll be trying to like execute commands on fhtagn. Does that make sense? This seems wacky, I know, but believe it or not, there are tools that can make this very easy. Can we crack directly the response instead of completing the last step? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. You can take this challenge response and crack it like any other challenge response. But if you're in a situation where the challenge response won't crack, if this won't crack, then relay is your option. In some more robust environments, the relay just won't, or the challenge response just won't crack. Does everyone understand this process? If you have questions, do ask, okay? This just, yeah, hijacking the session is a good way to put it. Relay Read is trying to get a session with fhtagn. But unbeknownst to Relay Read, she's communicating through Callie. And Callie is taking control of the session and trying to establish a session with this different target. Does that make sense? Yeah, we're doing a little trolling. We do a little trolling on this stream. Okay? All right, so that's how NTLM relay works. I'm assuming we're going to do it here. And they have you run responder. Okay? Once we have a couple, we start to perform some offline passwords. Okay, so they do give you a password list. Do they want you to do this? They do want you to do this, it looks like. Okay, so they don't have you actually do an NTLM relay. They direct you to Hollow, in which you do a really janky NTLM relay attack. That is correct. But they want you to just run responder, it looks like. So we won't do the landman. So we're just running responder, and we're going to see if we get anything. I don't think we got any other authentications. Name of the tool is responder. It looks like we're just running it. So responder, on top of being able to man-in-the-middle authentication requests, responder can also poison the network to redirect authentication requests through itself. Yeah, this looks good. It seems like it's working. If we're supposed to catch something, I think we should. The service calls out every 10 minutes. Oh, kill me. All right, well, we'll download the password hash. I guess we'll wait. We got to download the passwords. We have a password list.txt. Might as well do this. Make use of our time. Man, I wish I'd been running it before I described what NTLM relay is. Then by now we probably would have caught it. I regret my life choices. Also, this password list is literally just rock you. This password list is just like the first 1,000 entries in rock you or something. Great. Everyone make sure to play with Responder and Poison on your large corporate network. Honestly, it usually doesn't break anything. If you use Responder all by itself, it usually doesn't break anything in my experience. Inside Sources bringing Overgrown Carrot into the cult. Welcome, Carrot. Good to have you. Thank you so much, Inside Sources, for your generosity. IQ, the engineer, and She Got Mad. Thank you for the follows. Well, not anymore. Yeah, not anymore. It used to. It doesn't anymore. Responder is usually pretty good. Is there anything about this process that people don't understand? Again, we're not going to do it here today. We're not going to do it here today. On Hollow, you can do it. But you do it in a really janky way that requires port forwarding. Is it possible to secure the network against that poisoning? Yes. As it turns out, it does. You can. You disable this. Disable that. Disable that. Done. Yeah, you disable LLM&R. LLM&R is a link local multicast name resolution. I think that's what it stands for. Okay? Link local multicast name resolution. It's a mouthful. Basically, this is the old way that Windows used to handle DNS on local on Active Directory networks before just using DNS. For some reason, Windows decided to do its own thing, and as a result, invented LLM&R, which is now a legacy protocol that is still enabled by default. And most organizations you go to will have LLM&R enabled. They will have it enabled because they don't realize how bad it is. NBT is NetBIOS T something name service. NetBIOS something name service. I don't know what the T is. It's just NetBIOS. Okay, it's just NetBIOS name service. NetBIOS name service is host names. Your Windows host names. Windows LLM&R is how those host names are resolved to IP addresses. The name service itself is NBTNS. You disable both of those, and then you disable IPv6 if you're not using it. You don't have to disable IPv6. IPv6 is not inherently vulnerable. The problem is that it's enabled by default. Windows prefers it. So it will choose it over IPv4 if it's available. And if the organization isn't using it, you can set up a rogue DNS server to redirect all requests on the network just like Responder can. So you also want to disable IPv6 if it's not in use. Does that make sense? That is how you resolve Responder. You defeat Responder and Man-in-the-Middle 6 that way. Say LLM&R 5 times fast for 5 gifted subs. Oh my god, I'd do anything for 5 gifted subs. LLM&R, 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 LLM&R. Get fucked. Pay up. Diversify your bonds with the 17-month re-indoctrination into the cult. Welcome back. Thank you so much, Diversify your bonds. Do it fast, though? How was that not fast enough for you? LLM&R, 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 LLM&R. There you go. You better? Is that better? So this is taking fucking forever. on a large network, you're going to see all kinds of activity in Responder. Inside sources. Inside sources. Ever the honorable viewer. Thank you so much, Inside Sources. Paddock, Layrez, Varg, Taoist Penguin, and Kraus. Welcome to the All Has Red team. You've been indoctrinated with by Inside Sources. All right. Well, what questions do you guys have? Because we're still waiting for this event. Again, on a normal network, you're going to see all kinds of activity in Responder as soon as you turn it on. Responder is going to report whenever it is sending a poisoning. Whenever it is poisoning, Responder is going to report whenever it gets an authentication request. Responder has a lot of output, but it's not. You're not seeing that right now because we're not on a live network. I hope that I'm doing things right because we're waiting forever here. We're still waiting. I swear my responder has been going for way more than 15 minutes. Did we do something wrong? Way more than 10 minutes? Well, I'm not going to sit here and just wait for Responder. We'll let Responder run in the background while we move on. Let's move on for right now. All right. Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. Large organizations need tools to deploy and manage the infrastructure of the estate. In massive organizations, you can't have your IT personnel using DVDs or even USB flash drives and running around installing software on every single machine. Microsoft already provides the tools required to manage the estate. However, we can exploit misconfigurations in these tools to also breach AD. Okay. Microsoft Deployment Toolkit is a Microsoft service that assists with automating the deployment of Microsoft operating systems. Okay. So yeah, this is all patch management stuff. Large organizations use Pixie Boot. So Pixie Boot is used to, like, if you don't want to boot directly to an operating system, you can say, hey, instead of booting to an ISO, reach out to this server, and the server will provide the image. That's basically what Pixie Boot is. Request an IP in the Pixie Boot pre-configure. Okay. TFTP to request each of these BCD files and enumerate the configuration for all of them. Okay. The first piece of information regarding the Pixie Boot pre-configure you would have received via DHCP is the IP of the MDT server. In this case, you can recover that information from the TryHackMe network diagram. So that's this one, 10.200.20.202. Okay. The second piece of information you would have received was the names of the BCD files. These files store the information relevant to Pixie Boots for the different types of architecture. To retrieve this information, you'll need to connect to this website. Okay. So we're basically simulating this. This is all simulated. Okay. And then we want the 64-bit one, right? Is it this one? I think it's this one. File or directory not found. I think it said we have to download them to TFTP. Didn't it? Ends in B3. Nope, that is not the right one. Am I looking at the right? Mine is completely different. All of these are different from me. So it's X64. That is the correct one. What are we trying to do here? copy and store the full name of this file. Okay, so the files and their names are regenerated every single day. Okay, this is new. Okay. So it's this. We want to save this file name. Okay. We'll do stream raiders here in a sec. I've never done this particular attack. We're learning. Everybody's learning today. I'm just reading the rest of what we have to do here. Downloading our BCD file to read the configuration of the MDP server. Oh, there's just a PowerShell script that does all of it for you. That's convenient. So there's a PowerShell script that's going to automate. So we're going to So basically what we're going to do is we're going to download the image, and then the image is going to have hard-coded credentials that we can extract directly out of it using PowerShell. It's battle, Mr. Fahad, yeah. Alright, moving on. I don't have too much interest in Stream Raiders today. We got too much Active Directory to do. Okay, so we're going to let that run. SSH. It wants us to connect to one of the machines with SSH here. And the password. Okay, so we're SSH'd in now. Okay. Now, copy C, power pixie. Okay, copied that in. All right, now we're using TFTP, trivial file transfer protocol, with the 10.200.20.202. Get slash temp slash, and it's this craziness.
Hey, listen.
What? Console on stream. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. I'm sorry. Good call. Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely watching. Shut up, M Barbs.
Doing, step bro.
No one asked you, M Barbs. Connect request failed. Looks like I have to put that in quotes. Yeah, I forgot the closing quotes. There we go. We got the file. So now we can use PowerPixie. So PowerShell. We have to do execution bypass here. Because we're going to run a PowerShell script. Okay. So IPMO powerpixie.ps1. Okay. Get WIM file. BCD file, $BCD file. Okay, so we pulled the image out. So this is the image, the Pixie boot image for the 64-bit Windows operating system. Okay, so it is located here. So we want to download it with TFTP. Oh, it looks like I'm... looks like someone else did it recently. Okay. So we're downloading the image. It's going to take a little bit because the image is a large file. Let's give that a second. Coke and Hacks, welcome, my friend. Again, the image is large. It's going to take a minute. It's a thick boy. What you're referring to as Windows is, in fact, Microsoft Windows. It is true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But also, first of all, you're not wrong. Second of all, fuck you. A little bit, maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe go fuck yourself. What was that? What was that? Was that, Good Will Hunting? That was Good Will Hunting, I'm pretty sure. Was that Good Will Hunting? Who remembers? The Departed? Oh, it is Departed, okay. I was thinking another Matt Damon movie. Oh my god, how long is this going to take? I mean, images are very large. It's The Departed. The Departed. Confused The Departed. Look, it's Matt Damon either way, okay? Fuck you. They're not the same movie, obviously, but they both have Matt Damon in them. And it's Matt Damon who says the line, okay? Da Dude Vinci, thank you for the follow. Cthulhu Fountain to you, my friend. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. What is happening? This is taking 3.5 hours. I am unsatisfactory. Or this is unsatisfactory. You ran TFTP inside PowerShell? Yeah, it still works, though. It's just a large file, that's all. It's just a large-ass file. We did get there. So now we can do get find credentials. WIM file. Pixieboot.wim. It looks like the error didn't crash it, which is good. Yeah, it's pretty bright. But we did get the credentials. Hooray. So that was kind of a lot. You don't do that very often on networks. You do not do that very often. So if you didn't understand all of that, it's perfectly okay. We're just seeing a wide variety of ways to get credentials.
A fine addition to my collection.
Credits will do fine.
Is that Melania Blade of Mikola? Where? Did you see my desktop or something? My desktop is Melania, I think. Let me see. Yes. Actually, technically, that's Melania, Goddess of Rot. Technically. Okay. Doxed? How am I doxed? By showing you my desktop. Alright, what is you... Okay, so what is the questions? Questions are, what Microsoft tools use to create and host Pixie boot images and organizations? Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. What network protocol is used for recovery of files? TFTP. The actual Pixie boot itself uses TFTP. That's why we have to use it. Why is the username... what is the username associated with the account in the Pixie boot image? SVCMDT. What is the password? It is Pixie boot secure. Okay. And there we go. So these are basically, all of these challenges are just a wide variety of ways to get that first set of credentials. The last enumeration avenue we explore is configuration files. Oh god, yeah. Oh god. Plain text passwords are super, super common. And you would not think that they are. Like, those of you who have never been on a real pen test are probably like, surely people aren't just storing clear text credentials in files for us to find. Dude, this is the most common fucking thing that I see. It's almost every organization. If I look hard enough, I'm going to find clear text credentials in files. Every single fucking time. It's so common. Our configuration files. Yep, web application configuration files. We see this with WP config. Service configuration files. Registry keys. Centrally deployed. Seatbelt is useful for that, yeah. These applications need a method to authenticate to the domain during both installation and execution. An example of this is McAfee Enterprise Endpoint Security. Who works for a company that uses McAfee Enterprise Endpoint Security? Who uses... Who... Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Okay? Don't be shy. Who uses McAfee? Fess up. McAfee is garbage. McAfee is one of the worst endpoint protections out there. It's garbage. McAfee and Symantec are both garbage. I have never played against Kaspersky. But McAfee and Symantec are both garbage. They're both trash. And it looks like we're gonna be extracting the credentials from the thing here. CDC Pro. Okay. Oh, it looks like I copied the CD as well. There we go. Dir. And we see ma.db. It's probably like a SQLite database or some shit. Right? You can use SCP to copy it back. Okay, so we'll exit out of here. SCP. Oh, we need to exit out entirely. I'm still in the box. Need that. And then we'll SCP. Okay. And we need the ma.db file. ma.db file, and then we're going to copy it here. It's going to ask for the password, and I don't remember what it is. So let's go back and find out. Password 1@. No such... Oh, I have to escape the backslashes. Because Bill Gates, in his wisdom, thinks that a backslash is an acceptable thing to be a directory delimiter. No such file or directory. ma.db, what did I get wrong? C, program data. Oh, it wants the /. I hate Microsoft. This is the stupidest designs decision ever. Using the / as a directory delimiter makes me want to kill myself. There we go. We get it. So now we need to use a SQLite browser. It's a SQLite database, apparently. Yeah, SQLite browser. Do we have that installed? Chrome also uses a SQLite database to store your credentials in it. Agent repositories. Auth user. Auth password text. All right, what do I do here? Domain, auth user, and auth password. Make note of the values stored in these entries. Okay, how do I fucking see them then? Browse data? Okay, here we go. Browse data. We want agent repositories. Okay, auth user and auth password. This is a base 64 encoded string. So we'll copy that down. And then svc AV. And then it's za.tryhackme.com for the domain. So we have that information. If we use the following Python 2? Oh, God.
Why are you the way that you are?
Please! God damn it! I hate this hacker crap.
Okay. I'm okay, chat. I'm okay. It's fine. It's fine. Lab man, get the fuck out of here. This is not how we do. This is not how we do. The auth password field is encrypted. Luckily, McAfee encrypts this field with a known key. The same as Chrome. Same as Chrome. Same as GPO. Microsoft GPO. Therefore, we use the following old Python 2 script. The script has been provided as a downloadable task file or on attack box. All right, downloadable task file. Copy it over. It's been 84 years. Exactly. We still can't use fucking Python 3, can we? I'm never going to be done with Python 3. If they come out with Python 4, I'm going to actually commit Sudoku, okay? All right. Mount projects, TryHackMe, and then it was McAfee. Oh, come on. Oh, it's in breaching AD. Unzip. Okay. We did it. Python 2. No module named crypto.cipher. Great. Fuck. I hate everything. All right, I'm going to fire up. I don't have pip installed. So instead, sudo docker docker run python 2. Is it what's the Python 2 Docker container? You could also virtual env. I prefer a Docker container. What about Bukkake browser? That's definitely the best browser. Come on. This DNS crap is annoying. Because every time it has to reach out to a new domain, it takes fucking 3 seconds or so. My god, wootrick.com. Yeah, we definitely will have to install that old crypto library. That's why we're doing this. Oh my god, did it really not load? You've got to be fucking shitting me. Okay. Alright, we'll load it in this one. Let's see. Rip IE tomorrow? Nobody is sad to see IE go. Okay, it's going to be sudo docker run python 2.7. What's the most recent version of Python 2? It's not maintained anymore. I think it's 2.7. 2.7.18. 0.18. See if we can pull it now. Come on, douchebag. There we go. All right, it's pulling the Docker container. It's not 2.9. All right, so we're downloading the Docker image. And then it's going to execute it. I prefer to do this in a Docker container, personally. You could also do it with a virtual environment. This DNS crap is super annoying. Okay. Why is it not running? What am I forgetting? It's been a long ass day. What am I forgetting? Sudo docker. How do I run it? What am I forgetting? Okay, Docker run tac IT for bin bash. Python 2.7.18 bin bash, or let's see if bash is in it. There we go. Forgot about the Docker run IT part. I thought I had to run it. For some reason, I was thinking I had to run it and then Docker exec it. It's fine. Python 2. Okay, so Python, we have Python 2 in here. Do we have pip? We do. Okay, pip. So what is this ancient fucking crypto library? Okay, what is it? It's Python crypto. Is it PyCryptoDome? I always forget. Crypto.cipher. Is it PyCryptoDome? Let's actually... let me exit out of here. Let's run the same thing, but let's do tac v. I feel like I'm doing tac v wrong. We'll do tac shared, I guess. I think that's how it works. For some reason, I'm blanking on my Docker syntax today. I apologize. It's not working. What did I do wrong? Forgot I had an alias to prevent me having to remember this crap. There we go. I forgot I specifically have an alias in my ZSHRC to prevent me from having to remember this syntax. And I momentarily forgot. Sorry. Python 2, McAfee. Okay, no module named crypto.cipher. Alright, is it PyCryptoDome I need to import? Or is it PyCrypto? Pip install PyCrypto, I guess. Hopefully this is correct. Can you show us the true syntax? Yeah. less.zshrc. It's all the way down here at the bottom. This is the alias I just ran. I have two aliases. I have Docker shell. Well, I have actually 4 aliases. 2 of them are functions. This first one, this is the one we did right here. So we'll do this one. Sudo docker run tac rm tac it. Entry point equals bin bash, like telling it what shell to execute. And I thought I did that correctly. Maybe it was this part. Maybe I was supposed to use the backticks instead of the $sign for some reason. And yeah, so it mounts. So what this command does is it executes the container, drops this in a bin bash shell, and then it mounts our current working directory on the host inside of the container. That's what it's doing. And again, so I don't have to remember this syntax, I made a function for it. And I momentarily forgot that I had done that. Alright, so we have PyCrypto. Let's see if this executes now. It does. Okay. Base64 password. Let's give it the base64 password. Highly recommend learning Docker. You had... Oh, okay. That would explain it. Again, this is why I have functions, so I don't have to remember the exact syntax. My strong password. We got it. Good work, team. Good work, team. We did it. So Python 2 sucks ass. Highly recommend learning Docker. You could have also done that with a virtual environment, sure. But a virtual environment would still require Python 2 to be installed on your system, which sucks. What is the name of the McAfee database that stores? It's ma.db, I think. What table in this database stores the credentials of the orchestrator? That was the agent repositories table. What's the username of the AD account associated with the McAfee service? It is svcav. Usually AV accounts will be very highly privileged. What is the password of the AD account? My strong password. Cool. We learned the power of Docker. Did we ever get anything with Responder? We did not. So we did not get anything with Responder. Maybe I missed something in that unit. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, with Responder, you usually won't have to do anything. And you'll usually get a whole bunch of crap. Okay. Any questions, chat? We're gonna call that the end. I know we still didn't get this one. I don't know. I don't know if we missed something. Leave Responder running for a bit. And you should receive an SMB v2 connection, which Responder can use to entice an SSP challenge. It will look something like this. Yeah, that's what it usually looks like, but we did not receive it. I don't know what's going on with that. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions, chat? We're going to start looking for someone to raid. I have to eat, and then I have to immediately go back to work. Oh, God. It's a mess. Still need wedding gift ideas? I didn't get married. I am not married now. Well, I wasn't married before. I also am not married now. Yeah, we're going to raid Taggart, I think. If you have questions, now's the time to ask. What questions do you guys have before we raid Taggart? Most of those techniques, I mean, a few of them I was learning too. That LDAP attack, I haven't done in a long fucking time. It's only useful if you have admin access to a printer. So I only think of using it when the printer is just entirely unauthenticated, which isn't entirely uncommon, but I don't see it often enough to give it a try. Do you work with Azure AWS at all? Yeah, I have to test Azure and AWS environments relatively frequently. Have you been on an assessment with YubiKey or two-factor involved? Yeah. So two-factor, if the two-factor is often not being used inside of the domain, so once you're inside of the domain, two-factor is often not an issue. But my go-to for getting past two-factor in other situations is social engineering. Just good old-fashioned social engineering. That LDAP attack is super common in companies that can't afford pen tests. Oh yeah, sure. I just test more robust organizations that don't have that problem. Again, I had fun bypassing Duo. Yeah, again, social engineering is my go-to for bypassing two-factor authentication. Usually in the domain, that isn't going to be necessary. Any other questions? Obviously, if you can send me questions offline whenever you'd like. I always enjoy hearing from fans. I'll be back on Thursday. On Thursday, we'll be doing something, I don't know, more advanced somehow. We'll be doing some more stuff on Thursday. Some more advanced shit. I don't know what we're going to be doing yet, but we'll find out. Yeah. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more than you did yesterday. I'll see you guys again when the stars are right. Have a good night, day, or whatever time it is wherever you are. Stay safe. Get vaccinated. Love all you guys.